Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Any people here?
Every generation gets the chance to shape the world. But the challenges faced today are becoming more complex with the pace of economic, social, and technological change. The world is defined by the people who live in it. So we believe the solution is to develop responsible, entrepreneurial, and skilled young leaders today who will make a positive impact for our future. Since 1948, we've been providing young people with practical leadership experiences across the world, where they have the freedom to fail and the chance to overcome challenges they face. A space where they can discover what really matters to them and realize their potential for the future. We give young people a chance to see the world, because if you can see it, then you can start to understand it. And if you understand it, then you can start to change it. For over 70 years, we've provided more than 1 million young people with life-changing opportunities together with like-minded organizations. But we can't stop now, because only when we create more of these leadership stories together will we truly see a remarkable impact on the world. History has shown us what just one great leader can do. So imagine what a billion great leaders could do. This is why we do what we do for youth.
Welcome, the world of people.
And good evening, everybody. So nice to join you on a fantastic Friday evening. It's nice and gloomy outside a little. The weather has been a little tricky here in Colombo. We certainly hope it is being cloudy for you as well. But do let us know how the weather is in your area. We'd love to hear from you as you've joined us virtually. And this is to all our viewers who have joined us through Facebook or other special invitees through different channels. Welcome to this live telecast that we join you on Facebook. On behalf of ISEC in University of Ruhuna, Sri Lanka, we warmly welcome you to Revitalize Phase 2, organized by ISEC, University of Ruhuna. Today's session will address about some current topics that we really need to initiate or highlight. We have those who are streaming us live through different channels. We welcome all of you to join us in this conversation, because it's one of those timely topics that we have been waiting to address and show some love, show some support, and also create awareness. And we also want to remind you, if you are experiencing bad weather, you can watch it later, because this is live on Facebook, so it gets recorded. So why we say all of that, if you're wondering why is ISEC addressing this issue, is because of its connectivity with the Sustainability Development Goals. The session highlights today to reduce the inequalities, and the ultimate objective is that we want to make sure to make people happy, to change their lives, to change their mindset. There are different extremes of people today. One that brings joy, constant joy, crazy videos that animation that change people's lives. And on the other side, we have people who are constantly trying to raise awareness, fighting for their freedom, their rights, different issues and platforms. And then we have the situation that's taking place right now when it comes to people losing their jobs. What is their situation? How are they growing mentally? And what about the others who are actually partying and trying to get on with their lives? It's a mixed set of people whom we are trying to raise awareness, but there are people who have been shut down, very quiet, very silent, just observing a lot of people's reasons. And that's why we're here to talk on this topic, the art of healing the world virtually. The art of healing the world virtually. That's our topic for today. Our forum will continue for 1 hour, and we have two fantastic panelists who have joined us in this discussion. If I may take a minute to quickly introduce you to our panelists. If you haven't seen the poster yet, he runs a channel called Project Nightfall with over 462,000 subscribers, and also recognized for his work with a NAS
What?
Daily team.
There is way
He's
more.
also traveling full-time with NAS Daily and Aileen recording creators for as well. He's also a content creator, a social media influencer, a singer, part-time music producer, and he also dances absolutely well. Agon Hare is with us online. Good evening to you, Agon. And we're going to quickly introduce you to our next panelist. We have an artist and also the founder of The Voice of Human, a global activist and a well-known motivational speaker. I like this guy. He goes around the country doing lots of changes to people and also inspiring them into a different story, different thoughts being shared every day on different social media platforms. Kapila Rasnayaka, good evening. Good evening, gentlemen. Good to be with you.
Hello, what an energy.
Okay, I can't hear any of you.
Huh? Why?
You need to unmute the mics. Can you hear me
One,
now?
two. 1, 2.
Okay. Excellent.
All right.
Kapila, I can't see your hair. You got a new look.
This is my new look. Yeah, it's for this special webinar because I think Agon had this different hairstyle, so I thought like I should have a different hairstyle also.
It's beautiful. I respect it.
Agon, are you happy with my hair? Is it all right?
Yes, I love it. I'm happy with your hair, and I'm even more happy with your energy.
Wow.
Thank you. Great. So we're into a great start, and there's a lot of issues that we want to talk about, so we don't want to waste too much of our time. Project Nightfall, and here we have real, true, inspirational speakers joining us. I want to ask you both right at the outset, why do people motivate through social media? Do you think there is a complete effect? Does it heal them? Because what I see is sometimes people can be absolutely dramatic and they can be so fake in what they want to deliver. Do you think people listen to this unknown person who sometimes they consider to be your best friend, kind of related to the internet? Agon, would you like to start?
Yes. Okay. So here's the thing. People listen to us because we are in their homes. That's the truth. This is the phone. You have it with you at all times. You go to sleep and you have the unknown person in front of you that becomes your friend. So at some point, as I started making videos and getting messages and comments, I realized that it really has a power to create content, and you really are capable of influencing people. And there are two types of influencing, right? You can influence with good things or with bad things. Internet is full of both. So I feel like all of us gathered here together are the ones who want to focus on the good influence, and that's how it should be done.
I'll ask you later how to take off the bad. Kapila, tell me, what's your views?
My view is like basically like everything is an illusion, but if you are creating a good illusion, I think for a good cause, that's our responsibility. Because as a social media influencer or whatever it is, like we just create our content, but because of the social attachment, people are attaching with our content. So this attachment, it will distract the social system because we will give the kind of real things, taboo topics, and the real meanings for social life. So sometimes it will appear like a so drama, so music, so fake, but it has a kind of something good in it, because like we are creating illusions to talk about good shit, good stuff, good things for this society. So I think that's the difference between normal, like a general human being, and the influencer. So because he has something.
I hate that word, influencer. I hate that word.
I hate it too.
It's like, I think it's like we just create something, but it will influence or it will create, it doesn't matter. But
you know who's the best influencer? The biggest influencers are actual teachers. You know, we make important things, but the true influencers are the ones who teach children throughout many years, and we need to be humble sometimes with what we do, you know.
Yeah.
I love your respect towards Agon, towards the teachers, because sometimes people disrespect the teachers. They're the ones who taught you the values here.
Oh,
But
no, you cannot.
And at the same time, we have to think about the like, an
it's a
innovative
great place also.
education also. Yeah, innovative, like not the same pattern. There's some teachers they do really good job, but I agree with Agon also, because no need to recognize I'm an influencer, I'm an activist, I'm a human right activist. No. I'm just a person who appear in different phases in with a different atmospheres. So we just do our things with happiness and
You know what comments I love? When I see comments, and I get them very often, of someone saying that my video says exactly what they tried to tell to other people. So at some point when I started creating content and growing more, I started realizing that my goal in life is to be the voice of other people. You know, a lot of people want to be heard, but they don't have a platform. That's why Project Nightfall is not my name. I called it that way because it is something more than me. It is a platform to speak other people's opinions.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And you're trying to give a message, isn't it, to the world that this is what it is.
I believe so, yes. You stripped me down from 2 million followers, by the way. You said I have 400,000. I have 2.4.
Oh, okay.
How dare you? All this tough work for years. For years. And she stripped me down from that.
I'm going to paste a sticker.
Yeah, whoever wrote that, okay? Horrible.
Horrible. We must correct these stuff. Thanks a lot, Agon. Thank you for joining us as well. A real honor. But I want to touch with you. So the power of social media has come to its existence, or we know the importance of it. But do you think, I'd like to know both of your opinion, people run after powerful people, celebrities, sports personalities. People definitely bring good energy. I agree. But then it's also the case where, oh, I need to be friends with them. Then also I can be popular in a certain way. How do you guys see this?
Kapila, you want to go first?
All right. Thank you, friend. Thank you. So I see like it's a kind of because we wanna understand this component like this, like digital media, social media. It's a kind of platform where people will engage with this platform through different colors, different rhythms, different patterns. So when we see the same person with different colors, different rhythms, of course we will engage with that person. It's a very simple ideology. Like even our village, there is a person who are engaging each and every time for social activities. We like to talk to him, we like to associate with him. It's the same ideology. People who are talking many things in a different way, who are appearing in social media, we will engage with them, we will try to contact, we will try to, because they have civil power, because they took each and everything into one system. Now they have, we call friends or fans or whatever it is. Some maybe followers, I don't want to say followers or whatever it is, but friends around them. It's like a one tree. It will create kind of shadow for other people. Then all the animals, they will come to that one tree. They will get like cool weather. They will get like fruits. They will get vegetables. They will say, oh, this tree
You are
is
so spiritual. I love it.
Animals. I love the connectivity.
No,
And
this tree is, this tree gives like wood for our home. This tree is amazing because during the disaster time, this tree protect us. They give happiness. So something like, so even COVID-19 time, like I did couple of videos, and Agon, he always doing these kind of motivational positive videos, and it created kind of like people, a kind of situation where people like us sometimes people don't like it. It's like that same tree will exist.
But Kapila, people who don't like you are probably the ones that views your videos but don't show it.
Yeah, it's like this very first time when I show these videos, sometimes I got like different comments like, oh, maybe Kapila using drugs to talk about like coconut tree gives coconut video, you know. like like that, then
Agon, Kapila makes funny, very direct message videos. It's really, really hilarious. If we're trying to connect to you also, yeah.
yeah. So that's why, like, then if you are concerned about who I am, all the comments will come and go, but you will appear as you. So because
Absolutely.
we can't stop each and every comment, because this
Yeah.
is the society we are living in. We have to
Yeah.
understand that, like, this is a process, positive, negative, uncomfortable, comfortable, everything is part of our journey. So that's the most important thing.
Right. Agon, how do you see this working with?
I'm gonna tell you a secret, okay? It's a
Okay.
secret, so don't tell
Okay.
anyone.
I'm
Okay.
listening.
You see this on the corner right here. You can see my bed, okay?
Okay.
Exactly 20 minutes ago, I was in that bed dead, okay? Because my body gave up, okay? And why do I tell you about this? Because not many people know this, but pretty much for the last 3 years, I have fully sacrificed my private life, because I believe there's two faces to us, the social media people following and stuff. You see my videos and you see that I travel the world, that I make these videos, that I talk about important topics, and that is my persona online. But the amount of work and dedication that goes behind that is a choice. In my case, it was a choice, which I'm slowly transitioning to get my life back in a month, in July. But I basically, like, legit 20 minutes ago, I was in my bed and my body just gave up. I had to take a break for half an hour and close my eyes and get ready for this, because my body gave up. So when it comes to social life, I have very little of it, which gives me the comfort that I can choose the people I want in my life. I really select carefully who enters my life, because it's all trust based. So there's two phases. One phase is the tree, our channel, the tree of trust, and it's an amazing feeling to be able to provide some hope to other people, especially in tough times. And we can all say that 2020 is a very tough time for millions of people. But at the same time, me here in this room, in this bed, it's me just literally bleeding my soul for what I create, and I really believe in that. That's why I'm capable to do that.
Okay.
But don't tell anyone that I was dead in bed.
No, we're not going to tell anyone. Everyone
Okay.
who is watching here is going to mute that part. Agon, I'm going to ask you, so you relate to a lot of videos, to touch a lot of people. You mentioned about books as well. How has this influenced you, and how do you see this for your growth, and why books?
Well, this is an incredible story, because the first book I read in my entire life was when I was 17, okay? I never read any books in my life. And I was 17. It was New Year's Eve with fireworks, shooting behind my window. And I said to myself that I'm going to start something new. I'm going to read a book on a New Year's Eve. I read my first book called Coraline by Neil Gaiman. And it was an incredible experience, because it allowed me to kind of understand that what was always in my head, the imagination that I had, that I created as a child, is in the books. Unfortunately, it's a testimony to the fact that school system in my country failed. They never convinced me to read any books, you know. But when I read my first book, I definitely kept on reading the things that stimulate my imagination. Although for the past 3 years, I have read 0 books. Because, you know,
that's a lot of books, I think.
That's a lot. The way I work is like, I can honestly easily say that in the past 3 years, I learned more than throughout my whole life. Because every single video I release, I do so much research. It's like I'm writing a book. Like, I just came from a vaccine development place where I spoke to a specialist, to a scientist, and we were talking about how vaccines are developed, how it works, why it takes up to 15 years, how does the process. It's like a book, but in real life. I consistently read in real life, and it's really good.
Agon, I think the only research I do is on food.
Well, I just worked on a video that speaks about, I don't know if I'm going to ruin your life right now, everybody, but there is up to 60 tiny insect pieces per bar of chocolate on average, and it's fully allowed. Just saying.
Right. Insects.
Yes, I'm not joking.
Oh wow.
I was planning to have chocolates tomorrow. It's okay.
60 pieces.
60
Right.
pieces you can eat.
Kapila, in relation to the first question or the second question that I asked on working with powerful people, I've also wanted to ask, isn't it nice when people message and ask, hey, how are you? How's it going? It's like you relate to yourself and you build a connection. And today when you have followers following you and asking all these questions, you feel frustrated that there isn't a single person who is concerned about you, who will ask you, how has your day been? This leads to different types of depression or mental stability. What's your take on this?
It's like this, like I believe that I'm a people's person. Like I born for people. I didn't born for like any individual territories. Like my territory is around the people, around the trees, around the community. So I born for this. I believe it. And another side I have, like I always symbolize all the things because I have sociological imagination, because I learned sociology. So thanks goes to all the theorists in this world. So that's why most of the videos, like even when I switch on the I switch on the switch. Switch on the switch. Is it correct?
Switch the switch on.
All right. Yeah, I teach people how to switch on the switch. Okay, switchboard, the button. Yeah. Then people ask so many questions. Oh, we didn't aware about that earlier. So, but my whole message was like, you have to take your first action if you need a reaction. So there are so many hidden messages. So for your question, like, of course, everyday celebrities or the influencers or whatever it is, the people who are popular, they getting messages. Even I'm getting every day, like, how are you, Kapila? How you doing? Like your videos are this, you know. So that's really cool. I love that positive message. Because there are in the world, there are many people, maybe sometimes they're not hearing like, how are you, how you feel today, what are you doing today, you know, something like that. So it's a very mental healing process. So but sometimes it's difficult to answer for each and every question when we get popularity. Imagine like maybe Agon have more than 1 million people.
I know. How do you say good morning to everyone?
You know, if you go to my metrics, I go to my metrics and I check. I get on average 50,000 messages a month.
Oh, wow.
So when you have 50,000 messages, that means that there's 1,500 every day. And when you have this amount, you simply cannot answer everybody. But here's the thing, and I'm really proud about it and I'm really happy about it, okay? Hallelujah, I'm very happy because I've been consistently building an audience through videos that are honest and different. I have never clickbaited my audience through, I don't know, you know, a lot of influencers use like sexy girls, for example, to get views, right? It's an easy way. Trust me, I've been in that world. It's like, get a sexy girl, you get 1 million followers, easy, like just clickbait, right? Consistently from day one, I have been only building an audience that follows me for things that they care about, that really influence people in a good way. And because of that, when you go to my messages, people are so beautiful. It's like the amount of beautiful messages I get, people send me pictures, send me like their life stories that they never said to anyone. I very often feel responsible to respond to at least a few. When I see a long message, I respond to the long ones because I know I'm about to read something that was very hard to write for them.
I do the same.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. So
it's beautiful.
The Kavis and the Jana Kavis.
No, it's really true. Like, yeah, but again, like each and every messages who are replying. I mean, who are sending messages from our heart, from my heart. I'm saying thank you. But sometimes it's difficult to read and difficult to reply because we have only limited time and we have to do other works also. But the same time, I think if you are just losing our ego, it's a really fantastic thing, because as a celebrity, so whatever it is, like if we just creating some barriers, or I'm a this person, I'm a that person, I have these followers, I have that followers, it will one day limit our psychological
Yeah.
process, because ego is a worst thing. Like, that's why I did a one video, like when we don't have we can go anywhere, we
Oh,
can
that's
be
smart.
anyone.
I like
I
it.
love it. Yeah.
So,
Kapila, I also want to ask you, why do you use nature to change the perspective of people?
mm,
You're connecting a lot to nature.
oh yeah, nature is everything. Nature is us, actually. Nature is us. I'm a tree, I'm a fruit, you are a tree. Agon is a tree, beautiful tree.
I'm a
And
fruit.
yeah, you are a fruit, yeah. So
Thanks.
because tree and human and animal, they have 100% connection, 100% same. Imagine one being under the planet, under the earth, under the ground, under the land, like a pregnant mother having baby. Okay, then that seeds and beans, it will grow, little plant will come like a little baby. We have to take care, we have to give so much value, we have to give so much nutrition to that child, we have to give milk like that. The tree will grow up like young people, they playful and young people, like a young trees, and they will grow old, they will one day become like elderly people. So when we become elderly, we will lose our hair, we'll not have this kind of like what you call the skin.
Wrinkles.
Yeah, yeah, wrinkles, yeah. So like that, the tree also have like that old age. That's why I thought, if we want to talk about social issues or something, we can start from nature, because this is the time we have to concern about nature, because if we protect nature, nature will protect us. Otherwise nature will don't have anything, because nature will depend on us and we will depend on nature. That's why I use nature friendly messages. Ooh.
That brings a lot of calmness to your life, isn't it? Although the people who embrace it.
Yeah, it's so natural. Like I was talking about gender inequality, women empowerment. Of course, I respect to that. But when I talk about nature, I feel like so calm, kind, cool, and not very arrogant. But it will give equality, justice, and each and every messages when it comes to nature.
Okay. I'd like to ask you, Kapila, what are your thoughts on the importance of mental education for school students in Sri Lankan context?
I think we have so many cultural barriers, religious barriers, where gender barriers, like we will not give our boy child to cry and show their emotions, and don't cry, you're a boy, don't play with dolls, you're a boy, don't be emotional, you're a boy, don't wear pink color, you're a boy, and boy. We'll put all the masculine, hegemonic masculine culture, with that boy, the male identity we call. So then that guy, the boy, he will try to meet this social expectation, where he will not express their emotion, he will be angry person, he will show his like roughness, toughness to control others, because he didn't learn from the school, he didn't learn from the society, he didn't learn from the family to be a sensitive human. So therefore mental health education is really important. That's why Gon and myself also, we are talking about mental health education, and respect each and everyone, regardless of their gender, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their race, regardless of their any white or black or whatever it is. We have to respect human emotions. That's the most important thing. We can cry, we can show our pain, we can show like I'm hurt, I'm kind, I'm cool, everything part of our human lives. Therefore any school, any family, if they are missing these basic human values, they will face some issues when it comes to psychologically and mental health issues. Yeah.
And it's the importance of understanding humanity. That's what we're all trying to talk about. And
Yeah.
Agon, I want to ask you now, on an international perspective, we've seen racism as a massive highlight of talk. Unwanted things that shouldn't have happened in other countries were also brought into highlight. How do you see this? Why are people segregating as rich, poor, upper class, middle class, religion, you're that, you're this,
Well,
color, skin,
the
age?
truth is, we as humans, we are always attracted to similarities. That's why when you go to school, you will most likely see groups of one type of kids and other type of kids. It comes with a very young age. And with the recent events, I mean, I am very hopeful and I love seeing positive movements, but truth is which is what I've been saying in my content. This is nothing new. You know, 2 years ago, I have released a video against racism, and 5 years ago, there was the same situation. These things will always repeat because it's a human nature, and there will always be these situations, unfortunately. But the way I look at it, I always had a different type of perspective. I have this saying, right? As influencers, as social media creators, the one thing I really try my best to never do is to preach to the choir. And what it means, let me explain you. Preaching to the choir is when I make a video right now and I say racism is wrong. Don't be racist, okay? This is wrong. What's gonna happen if I create a video with this type of message? The people who know that racism is wrong will send a comment saying, yes, racism is wrong. And everyone else who's in the middle, they will instantly stop watching because they don't care. That's preaching to the choir. So whenever I create videos, I always try to have a balanced type of script, type of message, where I can find people who are in the middle and they kind of like, okay, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. I don't like Asians, I like Asians. There's like the middle people, I want to talk to them. It usually results in more hate, in more negative comments and messages, but it also results in people who are in the middle, sometimes transitioning to the right side, in my opinion. Who am I to decide what is the right side, right? But the thing is, one thing that I always talk about, which is not easy to say, is that I come from a background where I used to be racist. So I understand what is in the mind of someone who may have some ideologies that are against one type of person or whatever. I understand, and I want to find compassion towards this type of person as well, and not only preach to the choir and speak racism is wrong to the people who already know it. So that is very important. And step by step, I believe that it's gonna be more of a generational situation where over generations, we slowly will kill racism, but it's not gonna happen with one event. It's not gonna happen right now through social media. It's gonna happen as the older generations will step away and then younger will come in and stuff like that. That's what I believe and hope.
Agon, there is also this problem where sometimes, let's say, an unwanted issue comes into highlight when a person brings or shares an opinion of that. And then there is, it goes on the complete wrong way, whereas probably a person had a very positive intention. How do you see this? Opinionators are created every day and they're increasing.
Well, that is the power of internet. I have a crazy story. I remember a little bit over 1 year ago, I released a video against stoning gay people to death, okay? And I'm sure, as I said to you guys, it's normal, right? Let's not stone gay people to death. It makes no sense, right? But the video went viral in the wrong community with the wrong type of people. And I've been getting, the video got 50,000 comments. And there was so many angry reactions. I got so many death threats.
Agon, did you get death threats?
Yes, I was getting death threats, for real. I was getting death threats and I was considering, should I delete the video? I'm literally scared for my life. Like, people were very graphic with their messages and comments. They were saying they're gonna really hurt me. And I kept that video, and that was a very important moment in my life, because the reason why I kept this video up was because I said to myself that I believe in the cause so strongly that I can risk my life for it. And if something would happen to me, that would be the decision of fighting for what I believe is right. And ever since then, I never again had a situation when I was scared to say something that I thought might bring things towards me, because I don't think I will ever get more death threats than back then, for real.
Kudos to you, Agon. That's the positivity that we want to share. You want to give out a message, and that's what's important. And people should take it in the right positive way. Kapila, have you got death threats too?
No, not yet, but I hope so. Definitely.
Bro, don't hope so, man. It was very tough. Trust me. I was really scared, like, because these people were really graphic with writing to me. Like, I
Yeah.
literally reached a community of terrorists.
Oh,
That's
wow.
how
Oh.
deep I got. And these people are not joking when they speak about stuff, okay?
Did you
Don't
have
want
to put a police entry to cover it up?
No, like I released a video 4 days later. For 4 days I was walking. What do I do? What do I do? 4 days later I released a video and it went viral, and I found the community of people who believe in what I said about, despite the religious beliefs. And it balanced things out, and I feel like somewhat with a video I managed to maybe save my own life. Who knows?
Okay.
It means like many people like him. I think that's why he got death threats, because many people like him. That's why.
I'm not going to ask which country these are, but I'm going to
I don't want to speak about it.
next question. Can favoritism be named as a branch or a part of nepotism? How can this affect and hurt someone's personality? How would you need to react if you know these stuff, if you notice this stuff through someone? Because end of the day, we care about people, isn't it? I would like to ask both of you. Yeah. Kapila?
Kapila, go for it.
All right. So, can you ask again? Because I think I missed my consideration. Sorry about that.
Okay, so people have different favoritism, okay, and nepotism comes along where it affects a lot of people. Sometimes it even hurts personalities. How do you see this in terms of reaction of seeing someone? End of the day, we care about these people, Kapila.
All right. It's all about perception, I think, because like, according to my knowledge, I will say, because I do art forms and art performing art things. Like when I see Agon, I'll say like, hey, he looks like a kind of art piece, art piece. Like now, I don't believe he's a scientist. He's an art piece of art. Okay, and when I see you, I'll feel like, oh, maybe you're like doing dancing or something, because like you look like a dancer or something. Because I always see the world through my lenses, where I grab all the things last many years, my education, my culture, my ethnicity, my geographical background, my family background. Based on that, I will see the world. Therefore, it's like this. Like if I have very science-based knowledge, I will tell like even if I have very, very, very technological knowledge, I will say like, oh, this Zoom meeting, it will happen like this, because now I'm talking that this frequency is going through like this, something like that. But now I don't care about that, this technological stuff, because my imagination, my perception, my psychological process based on my experience, where I came from. That's how this conflict happened. Because I will say like, oh, I think you're not correct. You're not correct, Sharon. Why you're not correct?
Why are you always negative?
Yeah, it's not you are incorrect. It's incorrect according to my perception, according to my knowledge.
Correct.
But for your side, you are correct. That's why I'm very, very rarely going to commit with this argument, because it will not end.
And I agree. And it's a subject that we can go on talking for a long time. Agon, how do you see this?
Let me tell you, okay, because I have no idea what Kapila just said. He saw on the trees, he saw on the fruits and trees that I have no idea. So here's the thing, Sharon, and this might be a controversial statement, but I believe that in some situation, nepotism is normal. Like, why would you not want to work with your brother or your sister and get them to your company? In the situations of building a company with friends, right? Which is what I did with my best friend Nas, for example. We build a company together, and as we bring people in, we will favor the people we already know because we know their skill set. The
And
problem
you
is,
can trust them, isn't it?
yes, you can trust them and you already know them, so you don't have to go through this whole process of understanding personalities or skills. The problem happens when it happens within politics or within big corporations where the boss brings someone on board who actually is not skillful, but they get this treatment of being favored because of ties of genetics, or they come from family, and they don't bring good assets to the team, and the team feels like they have to treat them differently because this is my CEO's brother. I need to be nice to the brother even if he sucks at work. I need to be nice. So there are two worlds. There's nothing wrong with if you really bring someone from your family or your friends, if they're really good and you know that you want them in the company. But there is something wrong when you bring people to the politics, people who will rule our lives just because they are connected to you with family bonds, but don't necessarily have skill set to rule the world.
Okay. My next question is, how can we individually support each other when it comes to mental health? Agon, we'd like to start with you.
Okay, this is very important. I think I love saying it because I feel like I'm in a position where I can say it because I have data. When you create content and you reach a certain amount of people, which I managed to reach billions of views by now with all the creators, this is a very high reach. You learn something from that. And one thing that I've learned that I love saying, and everyone hearing right now, I want you to know it. People are good. And I really mean it. 99.9% of people are good people, good willing. They want to support you. They want to send you good energy. And why do I say that? Is because through my journey on Project Nightfall, I've been vulnerable a few times. And one of the most important messages I've sent is a message about forgiveness, where I opened up very deeply about my story with my father. And in one of the videos, I actually cried. For the first time on a video, I went with zero script. I just cried. And these videos were the most important for me because to this day, they consistently bring me these long messages from people saying, thank you so much for showing me that forgiveness is possible and important. And that's how I believe we can support mental health through social media, which is through honesty and genuine content, because we all have our problems and it's easy to hide these problems and show, hey, my life is awesome, ladies and gentlemen. I have money, I get views, I'm awesome, okay? It's easy to do that. And people are like, hey, I want this guy in my life. He has so much energy. But at the same time, after recording this video, I'm gonna go to my bed and die, okay? Because I'm exhausted. And that honesty is what people need, because it can get overwhelming when they see an influencer on social media consistently happy and powerful. It can get overwhelming. So honesty is very important.
Woohoo! I love it.
Wow. I recorded it.
You
I
recorded,
know.
wow.
See, this is
Alright.
what
I will tag you now.
hard
Project.
to get out of people's thoughts. It's
Nightfall.
your honesty, your vulnerability, your values being shared to people. That's what's important. And I agree with you completely. But Kapila,
Yeah. So
Sri mentality, singale, that lay, mele, mentally, every lay, all forget the lays. What? Don't eat from there. Don't eat from here. What are these pages? What's
for an
humanity?
example, recently I conduct one workshop for Anuradhapura area people, and when I go to Anuradhapura, they said Agon, it's the city. Anuradhapura is a historical city.
You should visit. You should definitely visit.
Oh, after COVID in 2025, I'll come.
Yeah.
Kapila.
So they said like Anuradhapura people are the best people. When I go to Gold, they will say they are the best people. When I go to Matale, Kandy area, they will say they are the best people. When I go to Europe, they will say they are the best people. When I go to USA, they will say they are the best people. When I go to my village, only 150 people, they will say they are the best people. So like that, they have their own territory. But for me, for a mental health, I think the most important part is deconstruct what you see in this world. Deconstruct. For an example, you will see this is a phone, but when I
Take off
Yes,
the cover.
deconstruct this. So this is a phone, okay. But when I deconstruct this each and every part, you will not see the phone anymore. Therefore, you will see kind of illusion, kind of imagination. Therefore, you will see not the ultimate truth. There are no any ultimate truth. If I say I'm a Sinhala, no, I don't know. If I say I'm a Buddhist, I don't know. But I know one thing. I have love, I have kindness, I have forgiveness, I have patience, I have different kind of values where I can give to someone. Therefore, I have so much happiness within me. I am giving those happy moments through my video. I have so much experience like you. I am creating a video to give that experience to you, to talk about my experience, your experience, Agon experience, each and every experience. So therefore, I think solution, this is not a maybe ultimate solution, but if we can deconstruct this learned behavior, we can see the world with layers. Therefore, if you lost anything, you will not feel like, oh, I lost this entire my life, but this is lost also the process of this life. And also, I'm not saying, like, I'm not saying to people like be happy every time, be happy, be happy, yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. You can't be happy every time, because if you're happy every time, you have kind of psychological one mental situation, then you have to get treatment because you are happy always. Sadness, sometimes depression, sometimes
Mixed
some
bag.
stress. Everything is part of life. So accept it with a positive mindset. Accept it. This is how our mind works. Imagine our body will change. Look at the thing, like morning, my thoughts are different. Now my thoughts are different. So that's how it works. Therefore, we will have different thoughts, different time, according to different situation. But if you have very very good platform to accept these life changes, these mental changes, I think that's okay, because it's okay to be not to be okay also, so that's the thing I want to say.
And I love the fact that people sometimes see the change that you bring into their lives. And when they say, wow, it's good, we love it, we love the positivity. While we also remind all our viewers that you can share in or send in your questions to the Facebook comment section. We're happy to take questions from both of our fantastic, vibrant, energetic panelists who has joined us in this webinar session. My final question to you,
And
why does...
before that,
Yeah.
Agon, she's a very good presenter, is it?
Hold on, hold on.
Yes,
We're not done yet.
I
We have
agree.
more.
Okay, all right, we just want to say, because you
Oh,
appreciate the both of
see.
us.
Oh, thank you. At least there's a balance power, isn't it? Okay, Egon, I want to ask you, why does diversity and inclusion really matter? Why is it?
I think we spoke about it briefly before. As humans, unfortunately, we will always have this instinct to go to the people who are alike. So that's why you will see, if you go to London, for example, I lived in London for 7 years, you will literally see within one city different places. So you will see one place will be for Muslims, another place will be for like Black community, another place for Asian community. It's like every single place in London has a different vibe and communities, which is our nature. But I believe we as humans, we should always chase that belief that we will learn much more as long as we stay together despite where we come from. And I think I learned the most about it as I was traveling the world, because there was a whole year when I was changing a country every week. That is an insane lifestyle. Every week I would be in a different country when we were making the final videos with Nas Daily. And through that experience, I understood the connecting factor between all of us humans, despite where we come from. There is really something beautiful that you can learn from people from totally different countries and beliefs. And that's why I believe diversity and inclusion is important, because that's how we as humans can grow, because you will never find a racist person who has a diversified friends. You know, when you find someone racist, they will always have one type of friends. They never experience. If they have a best friend who's a different race, they cannot be racist, you know? And that's why we should be inclusive.
I
And
love your
I,
answer. Yeah.
I want to add into that actually. Even when I travel around the world, like I felt like very first time I was proud about like my nation, my country. Of course, I am proud, but it's not a kind of a different proud situation, because when I go to different places, when I meet people, I felt that I'm not belonging to particular country. I'm belonging to whole world, because 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 that's why sometimes people will blame like Kapila, why you are not saying you are Sri Lankan. No. It's not what I mean. Like, of course, maybe I born in Sri Lanka, but everywhere the people and their taste, their feelings, each and everything, of course, different, and but of course, same time the same feeling. They will feel love, they will feel anger, they will feel depression, everything same. So and also I wanna add into what Agon said, like different uh different difference. Like for an example, we should stop by saying that like we all are equal, like we all are equal, we all are same people. No.
We're all human.
Yeah, we all not same. We all have different socialization, through
Mm.
different socialization agents, through
Okay.
different education. We all are not equal, but we we are different, and also we can respect to that differences. So that's the most important thing. Maybe you're
Absolutely.
Muslim, maybe you're single, maybe you're fat, or maybe you're thin, maybe you have long hair, maybe I have short hair, maybe you are black, maybe you are white, maybe you are blue, maybe you are red. No problem. I
Okay.
respect all people, because I respect to all things, because all are very beautiful. That's the beautiful thing.
And a big shout out to all the viewers who are watching. I think one of the thing is people question everyone on a lot of subjects, a lot of points. I think you need to be careful with the type of question you are asking. We're not talking of education stuff. We're talking of gossip. Right. Agon, it's a real honor to have you with us on the show. And there is a question being asked. How can we identify someone who is suffering from depression? What do we do to change a depression person's life?
So here's the situation, and it's important. I think we have a natural gift to see when something is wrong with someone. We get these signals from our friends, and we can see that someone is getting more quiet and things like that. And I always am a great advocate for encouraging people to check on your friends or your family, because usually the decision that you make before something really bad happens is the essential, and not when you see that something is really bad. So sometimes to identify, you need to be preventive, and you know that someone just had a really tough experience in their life. You check on them. You're like, hey, how are you doing, man? Like, I have friends in my life who do it for me, right? They see that I'm tired and they come to me and they're like, yo, how's it going? Like, do you feel lonely? Because I see like you stopped dating for a while now. Are you okay? You know? And it makes me feel like I can open up and speak about things. And that's how I believe we as friends can do that. When it comes to like the outside world, which is like people I don't know, as I said before, the content we create, if it's the right content, it's gonna open people's souls and they're gonna open up to us. And because I cannot respond to all of the messages, what I set up on my channel is I have this autoresponder, and people write their moods. And one of the moods is overwhelmed. So when someone sends they feel overwhelmed, it's gonna be my video responding to them. And I'm also going to give them a lot of links to the places they can go to, phone calls they can do from their countries to help themselves. So that's on the side of social media.
Okay. And there is one more question. How can a victim overcome racism or bullying? It's very popular here.
That is a very tough question, because to be fully honest with you, especially when you're younger, it is very hard when you have a situation when there's like 10 people against you and you like that quiet kid. It is very hard. And unfortunately, the only advice I can give on that situation is you have to stay strong. Okay. You cannot give up and just be like, I'm going to allow this to happen and just break through 3 years of my life like that. You cancel your life for 3 years and like, whatever, I'm going to make it. And then I'm going to another school or whatever. No, you have to stay strong. If possible, you have to report it somewhere, because I will tell you from my experience. Back in my old life, I was not only racist, I was also a bully. And I was so low in my old life that I could even bully a girl, which is when you're like in a world, boys bully boys, right? You like rough on each other and stuff, you fight. But I was so low as a person that I would bully a girl from my class. And honestly, when she reported on me after 1 year, and I made her cry so many times, when she reported on me, something changed in me, right? And in some situations, maybe it will even have a pushback and she goes gonna get more bullied because she reported. But I believe if it's done right through the systems of the school and the friends and people, it made me realize that I was doing something wrong, because I genuinely had no idea that I was doing something wrong. I was so trapped in the moment of just being a cool kid who had very tough life at my own home. So I was putting it out on other kids, you know?
Okay. Kapila, how do you see this in brief?
In brief,
Bullying.
like there's a thing called first aid, right? I think we all have like a psychological first aid. Like when someone have a different situation, as a friend, as a colleague, and as a human, as a person, and as Agon said, like sometimes maybe no need to talk, but just call and just listen to them, just stay sometime maybe just sit somewhere with that person and no need to talk any single word, but stay there, like that you can tell her or him that like I am there, I'm there for you, I'm someone is there for you, something like that. The hope, and the hope can create through different elements, like creating a different psychological elements, like changing the situation, distract the situation. And I think music can do it, and the art forms can do it, and motivational programs can do it. Every day morning, what I do actually most of the time, if I have time, I watch Grammy, I watch Oscar, I watch like popular TV shows and popular programs where motivational people will talk. Even I'm watching Agon videos also, because that it has kind of motivational thoughts. Without knowing, definitely something will change in our mindset. Therefore, if you have any friend who are not talking long time, who you didn't see very long time on Facebook, just try to remind her or him like, oh hey man, like
I get
how
you.
are you, how are you doing, just
Yeah.
be a another person who are giving and receiving and giving hope for that person.
Great insights. Thanks a lot, both of you, for sharing us that. We have another question. How do you stay motivated with a job you don't enjoy but need to stick with it for the time being? Kapila. Agon, you want to go first?
Easy, so easy. Okay, so personal. Listen, 21, I moved into UK, okay? I went through the worst jobs you can possibly imagine. I worked in a recycling center. I was recycling trash that smelled like the most horrible thing in the world. The worst trash you can imagine. And you know how bad this job was? It was so bad that the smell of the trash and the heat of the summer was none of my concerns. My concern was my head, as I was standing for 12 hours next to the tape. 60 pieces of trash per 1 minute was on average. That was expected from us. I was standing there and I was dying inside. Why did I make it? Because I had a goal. And I really think if you have a job you don't enjoy, it is normal. I worked in a bakery for 3 years before I made it in video world and in music world. 3 years, I was making sandwiches in the morning and selling coffee. as I was literally believing that I'm gonna be on top of the world. I could make sandwiches, but in my head, I was consistently seeing myself living the life that I live right now. I genuinely visualized it. If I was standing there making these sandwiches, 200 sandwiches between 6 in the morning to 12, if I was standing there without a goal, I would give up. I would hate that job and I would become unhappy. But because I had a goal that I visualized and I believed in it, I put all of my cards in one goal. Even if people are saying, come back to Poland. Why are you there? You're going to get into depression. You are ruining your life because you're not working for your retirement. I was 27 and I still had nothing, but I kept on going because I believed that I can make it. And that's how you can break through it. Pick yourself what you really want to do in life, and you can make anything for years.
Agon, what if you run out of goals? What if you don't want to create that goal? You're just complacent, satisfied with what you have. What
Here's the thing, very important. One friend opened my eyes to it when I was younger. I remember I was very young and my dream was to be a rock star, okay? I had a dream to be a rock star, genuinely. And my friend...
Like that?
Yeah, like, okay, that was my dream. But my friend, I asked her, because she was like, she didn't want anything from life. And she had a kid very early in her life. And she said, you know what? I'm going to tell you, I am happy with who I am. Like, I want to start a family and I hope I'm going to find a partner that I can trust, because the person who she had kid with didn't work out. And that opened my eyes, because when I was in my rockstar mind, I was like, everybody needs to think they want to be like rock stars and we want to be on top of the world. No, diversity of inclusion, as we spoke before, is also accepting people who maybe need less in life to be happy. And sometimes I feel jealous of that, because I am the type of person who's always unfulfilled. That's my type of personality. I need to be on top of the world. And for the next years, I'm going to be pushing. And the next year when we meet, I'm going to be so much higher than I am right now. That's what I believe. And sometimes I feel jealous that maybe people are somewhere already and it's fine for them. So I encourage the ones who feel unhappy to find the goal. The ones who are happy and don't have a goal can stay where they are. But just remember one thing. There are moments in our lives that we look back 10, 15 years back, and we realize that maybe we closed our eyes and forgot about things that we really, really wanted to do. And then we wake up to them and we see that it's actually too late. Yeah. So really think deeply of what you want to do in your life. And if you feel you're in the right spot, then you are in the right spot.
Thanks a lot for that answer. Agon, there's a lot of questions coming for you from our audience, and apparently we can stretch for another 15 minutes too. I hope that's okay with the both of you. Yeah.
Let's stretch a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. So this question, your thoughts about the difference in global activists and social influencers in Sri Lanka and the rest of the world, as you have the experience in associating with both industries. What's the situation in the industry in Sri Lanka? Is it par or above par level? How do you see this?
I guess that's more of a question for Kapila, right?
Thank you. Yeah, there are many people who represent Sri Lanka in a different levels. So thanks goes to them because they did a wonderful job. That's why they represent different platforms. But I think our responsibility is to grab all the experience from the conference, from the global community, come into Sri Lanka and serve to your community or the whole world as a experienced person. Because some activists, some global activists, they are representing global platforms, conferences, and different programs. When they come into Sri Lanka or when they come into any particular country, they will not share their experience. They will just go for because of the flight or because of the country or because of the program to maintain their social label, social identity. Like, oh, I'm an activist, I'm a global activist, something like that. But always I practice one thing. When I go to, I represented the United Nations Commission on the Status of Women. I was a facilitator for, a Swedish Institute of Leader Lab program and different platforms I represented. When I go to these programs, I am taking all the experience. When I have time, when I engage with Sri Lanka programs, definitely I am sharing those experience. I know Sri Lanka, some global activists, they do the same. But some people sometimes they just keep their all the experience with them, they're not sharing. But happy to say that I have social media platform. Now I have huge what you call like the space
Audience.
to share, yeah, what I learned from these countries. How about the people, how about the newest strategies for the gender equality, environmental pollution. So that's how I portray myself as a global activist, to serve my experience to my community and global community.
Can I
And
add one thing on top of that? It's very
yeah.
important. We spoke about it before, and it's a message to all the activists. And I see these moments, and I really have an important advice about preaching to the choir. I'll give you an example. I see a lot of people who are vegan or vegetarian, and the messaging they use when they try to convince people to not do it is through extremism. It's like, the animals are dying, you're horrible for eating meat. How dare you? You're ruining the planet. That is how a lot of activists act. And as I said before, what you do in these moments, you need to realize you are preaching to the choir. You are finding people exactly like you who will say, you are right. That's what you're gonna get. If you really want to change things, you need to strip down your passion a little bit and think more of a strategy and your mind on how you want to bring people who right now eat. Okay, because I released one video about being a reducetarian where I say, let's eat less meat. And I got hate from vegetarians saying, why don't you just say to stop eating meat? Right? It's easy to say that. But when you say, let's eat less meat, you are inclusive of people who eat meat right now. There's very small amount of people who like just jump through eating to not eating. So remember, as you're an activist for whatever cause, fight to not preach to the choir.
Yeah, fantastic.
Nice. Agon, this is for you. Once we remember, NAS News Daily did a video about Sri Lanka during COVID-19 pandemic situation. Why did you name Sri Lanka as the most generous country in that video? What are the specialities you see in Sri Lanka when comparing with other countries?
Because it was so amazing. I cross-posted this video to my channel as well. That's how proud of it I was. And we visited Sri Lanka. I really loved Sri Lanka. I spent there like 2 weeks, and the kindness of people was very noticeable. As Kapila said before, yes, we say people are the best in every region, right? It's true. I've experienced a lot of kindness, but that situation about being so inclusive to foreigners being stuck in a country and providing them with what they needed was beautiful. And we decided to name video like that because that's what social media is about. We usually use extremes to bring attention. And in that sense, the video went viral in Sri Lanka because people from Sri Lanka felt proud to share it and say, we are generous and we really believe in that. So I command that. It's beautiful.
Agon, and you spoke the truth. Nobody paid you. Nobody forced you. Nobody pushed you.
No, honestly, no. Right behind us, there was like a person with a gun. They said, we have to do it or we're gonna die, okay? So we had to do it. I'm sorry, like we did it because we're forced to it, of course. Every single video, people force me to do it, okay? And I'm paid by the governments, millions of dollars, everything, okay?
No, I think what I realized that, like, you know, even when I do my videos, like first time I didn't think about likes, and I didn't think about like how many people like it, you know, something like that. I was enjoying myself. This is me. This is actually, I can be so bad in the sense, like I can be so wild, but it's still I'm representing few government agencies.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I had a really, like, in February, I remember I recorded a story for my Instagram in February. So it's a few months ago. I said, guys, for the first time in 2 years, I'm going to treat Project Nightfall more seriously. Because a lot of people don't know it, but for the past 3 years, I've been building and helping build different channels with different influencers like Nas Daily, for example. So I was putting myself on the sidelines as I was helping others to blossom, right? And in February, I said to myself, this year, around July or something, I'm gonna commit towards my journey more. And I recorded that story, and as I look back at it, it's insane. And why I say about it, because in the past 4 months, when I went to my metrics, I realized that in 4 months, I gathered 350 million views and I grew 1.3 million followers in 4 months. And when you have these metrics, yeah, before I was like, yeah, I'm myself, like I just have like say what I want and that's cool. But when you get videos with like 500,000 likes and stuff like this, it is very scary when you
start
do
thinking, isn't it?
Yeah, I really think of these numbers now, and I don't only say what I want to say and that's it. Like the responsibility for releasing a video that has something in it that may hurt somebody or may create some drama is a huge deal when you can get this type of engagement. So definitely things changed for me in the past 4 months, and they're gonna be changing a lot because from July I'm gonna start to focus more on my own journey. So it's gonna be a very different way of work from now on.
We're excited to know what that is about. Kapila, question for you. Your thoughts about the difference in global activists and social influencers in Sri Lanka and the rest of the world. I think we shared a bit about it. As you have the experience in associating with both industries, what's the situation in the industry in Sri Lanka? Is it on par or above? We've covered this, but would you elaborate a little?
I think we have to work hard. Like for an example, like I think still we are just covering certain things because of the cultural social elements. We do not appear truly like to talk about different issues strategically, as he mentioned, like not to be an activist and saying that, oh, stop everything today, you know, something like that. But how to stop, how to prevent, how to talk, how to, you know, raise the awareness, something like that. It's not like coming to the public and raising your board and saying something like we have to do something, but of course how to do it, you know, how to make that connection. And Sri Lanka activists and of course they need a strategical intervention to talk about social issues, and so they should not identify themselves as a very serious people. Okay. because some activists around the world, they are singers, they are dancers, they are drama people, they represent different communities. But our artists, we rarely see talking about issues. Our art performers, sometimes, you know, because, and also we have to understand that only activists no need to talk about issues. So everyone talk about these things. Because sometimes I got like, you know, Kapila, why you are not talking this issue? Kapila, why you are not talking this issue? Kapila, why you are quiet for this issue?
Kapila, do they send you also a subject title? Can you speak on this, please?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, I try my best, but it's difficult. We have to think about.
I get so much of that as well. Sometimes I feel like people really believe that we can cover all the topics, but it's so hard, you know.
Can I guess and tell you, is that one of the most popular topics? Is it about cheating, relationships?
No. For me, I get really heavy topics like oppression of Muslims in specific countries or concentration camps in China. I have really complicated videos on my desk that I work on, but they require a lot of effort, a lot of research, so they take a while. Like there's some problems with the border of India and Nepal right now, for example, and I get so many messages: cover, pick a side. Like I'm not there right now to understand really what is happening, and it's easy to jump on it, get the views, bam, you're there, right? It's easy to do that, but you need to stay very responsible.
And it's funny how they say, pick a side.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Pick a side is always the thing, because people send a message from one side and they believe I need to believe in what they believe, and the other side believes in something else. So it's an interesting dynamic.
Kapila, there is a question. Haven't you found your unconventional, unorthodox way as a barrier while doing your job?
All right. So yeah, that's an interesting thing. Even I'm representing. I mean, I work as a gender consultant for Minister of Agriculture currently. But my program staff and other people, they're supporting and they understanding even my dresses, and sometimes I'm wearing sarong most of the time. but they respect. Of course,
Being,
agriculture.
being truly Sri Lankan, no worries.
I mean, yeah. So yeah. So that's why, that's how they support. Even I'm going to any particular very professional field, I'm not changing myself. This
Your
is
identity. Yeah.
identity. This is me, because I don't want to remove Kapila because of kind of money or because of kind of project. I just want to be myself. Even I will go to heaven. I will tell to like a God or heaven or whatever it is, please, I want to be myself. You, maybe I have one roti to eat today, but I want to be myself. Please, please.
Wow, you're gonna talk to God that you wanna be yourself. That's ballsy, man. I'm gonna be like, God, accept me. I'll be whoever you want me to be. You're gonna have a conversation, right? Respect that.
So, but we have to understand, like, this is not me. I'm a collection of everything. But again, I have my, maybe it's not my identity, but something called identity, constructed one. So I have something. Therefore, I just want to, in future, I just want to wear a lot of like wearings, and sometime maybe sometime I'll be naked sometime, but not fully naked, because people will get distracted. But I will be like in the jungle in future. It's like wearing a lot of tree leaves and things. Yeah, sometime people will come and they will say hi.
Let me tell you about that, because I actually gonna be fully naked. Okay, I'm going
In
to.
your journey in the future?
Yes. So here's the fun fact. I am supposed to go to Bali. Okay, I live in Singapore right now. When Bali opens the borders, I'm going to move to Bali for 2 months, and I'm gonna uninstall everything. I'm gonna disable internet, and I'm gonna be naked in the jungle for 28 days, looking into the sky and being with
You're gonna
trees.
enjoy nature.
Yes,
It's a
I will.
nature. Being naked is a nature, no, fully nature. Trees not
Yeah.
wearing dresses. Yeah.
No, I will not.
Okay, guys, we've come to the end of our session. Before we wind up, we want to quickly ask you your journey. There's a question on how do you overcome fear? You've gone through different parts of life. You've reached millions of people with their heart, inspiring them, being a real speaker. What are your final thoughts with our message that we're speaking today on healing people?
Kapila, say first.
All right. For the question, we want to accept that fear also part of our life. When it comes to fear, we always have to realize that we are special. We are special. We had a special moment. We had a special segment in our life. That's why I have this situation. Therefore, don't lose anything, because if something, don't lose anything. And when you take something, always imagine it will go away sometime, no problem. Again, look at here. You didn't see anything here, right? But inside here, there's a wind, there's oxygen, maybe there's a carbon dioxide, I don't know. But you will not see. Life is like that. You will not see the real thing until you feel the real beauty of your feelings and your life, because feelings will not remain same, your body will not remain same, your relationship will not remain same. Today someone will say baby, tomorrow someone will say
Oh, baby.
hey, you know, something like that. Yeah. So everything will change. Change is possible, and we can be a part of that change, and therefore accept each and every life segment happening right now in this society. This is where we live, and keep everything with a balanced mindset. Everything is a process. Everything will change. Everything will change. My talks will change, my video will change, my body will change, my sexuality will change, my everything will change. Accept it.
Let me be me.
Okay.
Agon, I love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, love you too, my man. I love how you finished that, and to carry on that. He gave you a very, very good advice to everyone. So there's no reason for me to speak about anything other how I feel. So I'm gonna tell you how I feel, what happened to me. There is not one tiny bit of fear that I feel, and it's been for a long time. When I gave myself this goal, I became a maniac. I have so many days when I keep on working and pushing, and I look at myself and like, I'm genuinely smiling and I'm happy because I'm like, damn, I became a freaking machine. That's how I feel, genuinely. I am not scared of anything at the moment. Life comes in phases. In my previous life, in my previous phase, I was scared of many moments and many moves. What if it's not going to work out and stuff? But for the past few years, I'm in the phase of zero fear, and I just keep on pushing. And why I say that is because I believe that if you have something that you believe you should be doing, okay, you can overcome any type of fear if you only push through. Because I came from a very small Polish town. I didn't come from a privileged background. I didn't come from having perfect American accent and all these things. I had a lot of things fighting against me, but I kept on pushing, and I never felt fearful because I believed that there is something waiting. So as long as you feel there's something waiting on the other side, you will break through fear, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to thank you both. Wow, it's been a fantastic session for a Friday evening. Let the party start now at home, not anywhere else. But it's been a real honor and pleasure to have you both. Agon, thank you for connecting with us all the way from Singapore.
I respect you guys. You sent me 25 messages and I said yes. I respect these things. When people push through, this is the testimony. They were pushing and I said yes, because I respect that attitude.
Okay. Thank you, Isaac, University of Varuna, for doing that. Kapila, real pleasure connecting with you again on a different platform and a different subject. We love you both, and we certainly hope you guys will be safe and continue to be the voice of the people. I had deactivated my Facebook account to temporary reasons, and I'm going to reactivate it now because you have both given me the energy of thinking, hey, I am me, accept me.
Part of everything.
Good job. Do that.
Good
All
job.
right.
And you are really good presentation, and it's really motivated and motivational. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I
And
got you in somewhere around the world, okay? And keep my name.
I hope
okay?
so. I hope so. We'll sit below under the tree and talk to each other.
Fantastic. Be
to all
naked.
the viewers who are watching us right now, thank you very much. We leave you with a fantastic message. Heal people, be nice to them, respect them, trust them, love them, be who you are. That's the best message that we can bring to you. Until we see you next time, on behalf of Isaac Sri Lanka, University of Varuna, we're going to say bye-bye. Have yourself a great Friday.
Hell yeah, everybody. Best energy to you. Yo.
Bye.